The huge ship appeared without warning. One moment, Earth's space monitors showed nothing unusual. The next, a vessel larger than anything humans had ever built, hung above the planet like a new moon. Captain Jun Kim stood at the window of space, command center, his eyes fixed on the live feed showing the alien ship. Around him, people rushed back and forth, shouting orders and checking screens. But Jun remained still, his mind racing with thoughts of what might come next. "Captain Kim, please report to meeting room A," said a voice over the speaker. "Urgent." Jun turned away from the window. At 42, he had spent half his life in Earth's defense forces. He had fought in the water wars and helped establish the Mars colonies. But nothing had prepared him for this day. In meeting room A, General Lee and 3 government officials waited. Among them was Dr. Hannah Park, Earth's top expert in possible alien languages. Jun had read about her work but never met her. She looked tired, with dark circles under her eyes. She had likely been awake since the alien ship arrived 18 hours ago. "Captain Kim," said General Lee, "the aliens have asked to meet with us. They say they come in peace, but we need protection for our team. You will guard Dr. Park." Hannah looked up at Jun. "Have they told you what the aliens said?" "No, Doctor. What did they say?" "They speak perfect Korean, Chinese, English, and at least 12 other Earth languages," she said. "They say they've been watching us for a long time. They want to meet on their ship." Jun frowned. "That puts us at a disadvantage." "We don't have much choice," said General Lee. "They could have attacked already if they wanted to. We need to know why they're here." 6 hours later, Jun found himself in a small shuttle heading toward the massive alien ship. Beside him sat Dr. Park, reviewing notes on her tablet. 3 other guards and 2 more scientists completed the team. "Aren't you scared?" Jun asked Dr. Park quietly. She looked up, terrified but also excited. "Humans have wondered if we're alone in the universe for thousands of years. Today we get our answer." Their shuttle entered a large opening in the side of the alien ship. When they stepped out, the air felt strange, slightly thicker than Earth's, with a sweet smell like flowers. 3 tall, thin beings waited for them. They had 4 arms each and skin that shifted colors like the surface of soap bubbles. Their eyes were large with no visible pupils. "Welcome," said the one in the middle, its voice sounding almost musical. "I am High Envoy Talon of the Galactic Union. We are pleased to finally meet you face to face." Dr. Park stepped forward. "Thank you for inviting us. I am Dr. Hannah Park, and this is Captain Jun Kim." Jun kept his hand near his weapon as the aliens led them through wide hallways. The walls seemed to glow with soft light. Other alien species moved about, some looking almost like humans, others completely different. Jun counted at least 7 distinct types of beings. They entered a large round room with a table in the center. Earth's team sat on one side, while Talon and 2 others sat opposite them. "You must have many questions," said Talon. "Why are you here?" asked Jun, speaking before anyone else could. The diplomats frowned at him, but he didn't care. Security was his job. Talon's skin shifted to a deep blue. "Direct. That is a human trait we have observed. We are here both to welcome and to warn you." "Warn us about what?" asked Dr. Park. "First, let me explain who we are. The Galactic Union includes 73 intelligent species. We have existed for over 12,000 of your Earth years. We explore, trade, and help developing worlds join our community." Talon touched the table and a hologram appeared showing hundreds of star systems. "This is our territory. Your solar system is here on the edge." A small light blinked at the far side of the map. "We have watched Earth for centuries. Humans are unique." Dr. Park leaned forward. "Unique how?" "All species have strengths and weaknesses. Some are physically stronger than humans. Some live longer. Many are more technologically advanced. But humans have something we have never seen before." Talon's 2 companions exchanged looks. One of them, with darker skin patterns, spoke up. "Humans break differently." "I don't understand," said Dr. Park. "When most intelligent beings face enough pain, loss, or fear, they collapse. They give up. They accept defeat. explained Talon. But humans, when pushed past their breaking point, you become something else. Something more dangerous. The hologram changed to show scenes from human history. Soldiers fighting despite terrible injuries. People surviving in impossible conditions. Civilizations rebuilding after disasters. We call it the fracture, said Talon. When humans break, you don't become less. You transform. You find strength that by all scientific measures should not exist. June thought about his time in the water wars, when his unit was trapped for weeks with little food or water. They should have surrendered or died. Instead, they fought their way out, doing things he still couldn't explain. What does this have to do with your warning? Asked one of the diplomats. Talon's color darkened further. Another species is coming. They call themselves the Void Heralds. They are not part of our union. They find developing worlds, take what they want, and destroy the rest. The hologram showed a star system with several planets. Then one by one, the planets went dark. They will reach your solar system within 6 months. The Union cannot stop them without starting a war that would kill billions. So you're here to help us fight? Asked June. Talon hesitated. We are here to save what we can. Your technology cannot stand against theirs. We offer to evacuate your leaders, scientists, artists, the best minds of Earth. We can take samples of your plants and animals. We can preserve your culture. Silence fell over the room. Dr. Park's hands shook as she took notes. You're saying Earth is doomed, said June flatly. We are saying that conventional defense is impossible, corrected Talon. But we are also curious. No species with your particular trait has ever faced the Void Heralds. Perhaps the fracture will surprise them as it has surprised us. Before anyone could respond, the door opened. A younger alien rushed in and whispered to Talon, whose skin instantly paled to almost white. What's wrong? Demanded June, standing up. We have just received news, said Talon slowly. An unidentified ship has attacked your Mars colony. Initial reports indicate heavy destruction and many casualties. June's communicator buzzed at the same moment. The message from Earth Command confirmed Talon's words. The attack on humans had already begun. Dr. Park looked at Talon with fear and anger in her eyes. You said we had 6 months. We were wrong, said Talon. The Void Heralds are already here, and now we will see what happens when humans break. 3 months had passed since the first attack. Earth was no longer the same. The blue skies now often turned gray from the smoke of burning cities. The Void Heralds had destroyed most of the outer colonies. Over 2 billion people were dead, or missing. Commander June Kim, promoted after his brave actions during the first weeks of war, stood in the underground command center beneath what was left of Seoul. Screens covered the walls, showing maps of Earth with red dots marking enemy positions. They've taken most of Australia, said a young officer. Sydney fell this morning. June nodded without speaking. Dark circles marked his eyes. He had not slept more than 3 hours at a time since the war began. Dr. Hannah Park entered the room, followed by Talon. The alien envoy's skin had a dull gray color now, reflecting the grim situation. Any progress with the new weapons? June asked Hannah. Some, she said. We've adapted the alien technology to our fighter jets. They should be able to penetrate the Herald shields now, but we don't have many jets left. Talon moved to the main screen. The Union evacuation ships are ready. We can take 50,000 more people today. To where? Asked June bitterly. To live as refugees on alien worlds? To survive, said Talon. The Union Council still believes Earth will fall. They think the evacuation is the best option. And you? What do you think? Hannah asked, looking directly at Talon. The alien was quiet for a moment. I have seen things in these past months that my people thought impossible. I am less certain of Earth's fate than my superiors. A young engineer named Dae-sung hurried into the room, carrying a tablet. His clothes were dirty and his hair stuck out in all directions. He had clearly been working without rest. Commander Kim, Dr. Park, I need to show you something, he said, his voice excited despite his tired appearance. "What is it, Daesung?" asked Hana. "I think I've found a way to stop the heralds." He placed his tablet on the table, and a complex diagram appeared on the screen. "Look, their ships are all connected by a special energy field. They think as one. That's why their attacks are so well coordinated." "We know this," said June. "Yes, but look here." Daesung pointed to a series of numbers. "There's a pattern in the field. If we build a device that disrupts it, we could break their connection. Their ships would be confused, maybe even fight each other." Talon leaned forward, studying the diagram. "This would require technology Earth does not have. The power needed would be enormous." "We can adapt the Union technology you've shared with us," said Daesung, "and we can use the nuclear reactors from the old power plants. It can work." June looked at the young engineer's excited face. Hope was rare these days. "How long to build it?" 2 weeks if we have enough people and materials." "Do it," said June. "Take whatever you need." As Daesung left to begin work, June turned to Talon. "There's something I need to show you." He led Talon and Hana to a small room with a single screen. "Our intelligence team found this in the Union database you shared with us." He played a video showing alien ships around another planet, much like the current situation on Earth. "This is Talaris, isn't it?" asked June. "The Union said it was destroyed by the Void Heralds 50 years ago." Talon's skin rippled with bands of dark blue. "Yes. But according to this data, Union ships were there first. They gave the same warning to the Talarians that you gave to us. Then they took their best minds and resources before the heralds arrived." June's voice was cold. "The same happened to Micros and Belta. The pattern is always the same." Hana stared at Talon. "Is this true? Does the Union sacrifice some worlds to save others?" Talon's 4 hands moved nervously. "The Union practices what we call controlled sacrifice. When the heralds target a world, we try to save what is most valuable. It is the only way to preserve galactic stability." "You use these worlds as distractions," said June, anger rising in his voice. "While the heralds are busy destroying one planet, you strengthen your defenses around others." "It is not that simple," said Talon. "The Union Council makes these decisions based on many factors." "Like how useful a species might be?" asked Hana. "Or how easily controlled." Talon looked down. "I did not agree with the decision regarding Earth. That is why I shared more technology than I was authorized to. I believe humans deserve a chance to fight." Before June could respond, alarms began blaring throughout the base. The main screen showed a massive herald ship entering Earth's atmosphere. "They're heading straight for us," said an officer. "ETA, 5 minutes. Evacuate the base," ordered June. "Get everyone to the underground shelters." As people rushed to safety, Hana stayed at her console, typing quickly. "What are you doing?" June asked. "We need to go. I've been studying their communication patterns," she said without looking up. "I think I understand now. The heralds aren't just destroyers, they're collectors. They preserve what they think is valuable. How does that help us?" "They're interested in the fracture, our ability to become stronger when broken. That's why they attacked earlier than expected. They want to study it." She finished typing and grabbed a small device. "I've sent them a message in their own language. I told them, we'll give them volunteers to study if they stop the attacks." June stared at her. "You did what?" "It's a delaying tactic," she explained as they hurried toward the shelter. "It gives Daesung time to build his device." The building shook as the first bombs fell. They reached the shelter just as the ceiling of the command center collapsed. Behind them, inside, hundreds of people huddled in fear. Among the refugees, a soldier with a bloody bandage around his head stood up when he saw June. "Commander, my unit was wiped out near Busan. The heralds have some new weapon. It melts people." His voice broke. "My friends, they just..." June put a hand on the man's shoulder. "We'll make them pay. All of them." For hours they listened to the sounds of destruction above. When it finally stopped, they emerged to find most of Seoul in ruins. The command center was gone. Half their forces were dead. But something had changed. June saw it first in the eyes of the survivors. The mob, fear was gone, replaced by a cold, terrible focus. Where people had been panicking before, now they moved with deadly purpose, salvaging weapons, treating the wounded, preparing to fight again. Talon watched with growing unease. "It's happening," he whispered to Hana. "The fracture." A group of soldiers who had lost their entire unit began planning a counterattack with whatever weapons they could find. Engineers who had never held guns before started turning everyday items into weapons. "They should be broken," said Talon. "They should be surrendering." "Humans don't break that way," said Hana. "You're seeing what happens instead." June gathered the survivors. His voice was different now, harder, more certain. "The heralds think they've won. They think we're finished." He looked around at the determined faces. "Let's show them what humans do when pushed to the edge." Across the ruins of Seoul and in cities around the world, the same transformation was taking place. Humanity was fracturing not into pieces but into something the galaxy had never seen before. 6 weeks had passed since the attack on Seoul. Earth was burning, but it was not defeated. Half the planet was under Herald control, but the war had changed in ways no one expected. In the Galactic Union observation ship, Talon watched the screens with growing amazement. Beside him, 3 Union scientists studied the data with wide eyes. "Impossible," said one scientist, pointing to a screen. "These humans have modified our shield technology. It should have taken them years to understand it." "That's not the most surprising thing," said another. "Look at this." The screen showed a Herald ship crashing to Earth. A small group of human fighters had somehow disabled its main engines. "Commander Kim was reported dead when Seoul fell," said Talon. "Now he leads a force that has captured a Herald vessel. The human capacity for adaptation exceeds all our models." On Earth, in a hidden base beneath the mountains, Commander June, Kim studied the stolen alien ship. His face had new scars. His eyes held a cold fire that never went out. "The weapon systems are unlike anything we've seen," he told his team, "but we can use them." A young soldier looked up from her work. "Sir, we've decoded more of their communication signals. They're calling for reinforcements. They didn't expect this level of resistance." June almost smiled. "Good, let them come. Each ship they send is another ship we can take." In another hidden location deep underground, Dr. Hana Park worked with Dae-sung and a team of scientists. The room was filled with a mix of human and alien technology. Dae-sung's disruption device was taking shape, a massive array of connected panels and power sources. "We need more power," said Dae-sung, his hands moving quickly over the controls. "The reactor is at maximum, but it's not enough." Hana looked at their work. Over the past weeks, she had changed too. Her movements were quicker, her mind sharper. She had learned to go days without sleep. "What if we connected to the power grid of the captured Herald ship?" she suggested. "Their energy source is more advanced than ours." Dae-sung's eyes widened. "That could work, but we would need to transport this equipment to June's location." "Then that's what we'll do," said Hana simply, as if moving a massive device through Herald-controlled territory was a minor challenge. Across what remained of human territory, similar scenes played out. Ordinary people were doing extraordinary things. In what was once a small village near the coast, a schoolteacher named Jisoo had organized the local people into a fighting force. When a Herald scout ship discovered their location, Jisoo led a defense that lasted 3 days with nothing but improvised weapons and sheer determination. In the ruins of Beijing, a group of miners trapped underground had built a working battle machine using parts from mining equipment and destroyed alien tech. They now raided Herald supply lines, disappearing back into the tunnel systems before the aliens could respond. On the Union ship, Talon received a message from the High Council. He read it with growing concern. "They want us to leave Earth orbit," he told his team. "They say the situation has become too unpredictable." "But we're learning so much," protested a young officer named Lyra. "The humans are achieving the impossible every day." "That's what worries the Council," said Talon. Our models predicted Earth would fall within 2 months. Instead, the humans are actually pushing the heralds back in some areas. Lyra's color shifted to a defiant orange. We should be helping them, not abandoning them. The Council has forbidden direct intervention, said Talon. Then we won't intervene directly, said Lyra. On the screens behind her, several small Union ships were preparing to launch. These ships are just carrying observation equipment to better monitor the situation. If they happen to drop supply containers over human territory, that's merely an equipment malfunction. Talon looked at her for a long moment. Then his skin rippled with a color of approval. I will be in my quarters. I trust you to handle the observation mission details, Lyra. On Earth, June's forces moved through the night, transporting Daesung's device toward the captured Herald ship. The journey was dangerous, with enemy patrols everywhere. Status report, June said into his communicator. We're 5 kilometers from the rendezvous point, answered Hana. No contact with enemy forces yet. Be careful. They've increased patrols in that sector. We will. How is the captured ship? Operational. My team has figured out most of the controls. Once your device is connected to their power source, we should be ready. A sudden explosion lit up the night sky. June's communicator crackled. We're under attack. Hana's voice was sharp but controlled. 3 Herald scout ships. We need backup. On my way, said June. He turned to his team. Prepare the ship for launch. We're going to rescue them. The stolen Herald ship rose into the air, its strange engines glowing with purple light. Inside, human operators worked at alien controls they had learned to use in just a few weeks. When they reached the battle site, they saw Hana's convoy surrounded by Herald forces. The humans were fighting back fiercely, but they were outnumbered. Target. The lead enemy ship, ordered June. Fire the main weapon. A beam of intense blue light shot from their ship, cutting through one of the Herald vessels. The other enemy ships turned to face this new threat. In the chaos, Hana led her team to safety, the precious device still intact. When the battle ended, 3 more Herald ships had been destroyed or captured. We did it, said Daesung, looking at his device with pride. Now we just need to connect it to the ship's power core. Working through the night, Daesung and his team integrated their technology with the alien power source. By morning, the device was ready. It will create a field that disrupts their telepathic network, explained Daesung. They won't be able to coordinate their attacks. How wide is the field, asked June. With this power source, it should cover most of Asia. If we can build more and place them strategically around the world, we can break their entire command. Structure, finished Hana. June looked at the device, then at the determined faces around him. 6 months ago, they had been ordinary people, scientists, soldiers, teachers, workers. Now they were doing things that even advanced alien civilizations thought impossible. Activate it, he ordered. Daesung pressed a sequence of controls. The device hummed to life, sending waves of energy pulsing outward. At first, nothing seemed to happen. Then reports began coming in from all sectors. Herald ships were flying erratically. Some were even firing on each other. It's working, shouted Daesung. In the confusion, human forces launched coordinated attacks on Herald positions. For the first time since the war began, they were winning on all fronts. Aboard the main Herald command ship, Hana led a small team on a different mission. Using the knowledge she had gained about Herald language and culture, she had one goal: to communicate directly with their leaders. We need to end this war, she told June before leaving. Not just win battles, but find a way for both sides to survive. As human forces advanced around the world, powered by a determination that bordered on supernatural, the galaxy watched, in awe. The species that everyone had written off as doomed was not just surviving, it was transforming into something new. In their broken state, humans had become something that made even the most advanced civilizations tremble. The Great Herald mothership hung above what was once the Pacific Ocean. Inside its massive command center, Hana Park stood face to face with the Herald leader. The alien was taller than the others, with skin that seemed to absorb light rather then reflected. "You have fought well," said the Herald leader in its strange, echoing voice. "No species has ever damaged our fleet this much." "We don't want to fight at all," said Hana. "We want peace." "Peace?" The Herald seemed confused by the word. "We came to collect your uniqueness, the thing your allies call the fracture. You can't take it from us by force," said Hana. "It doesn't work that way. The more you try to break us, the stronger we become." The Herald was silent for a moment. "We have observed this. It defies our understanding." "Let me offer you a different path," said Hana. "Some humans would willingly share our knowledge, our culture, our biology with you. You can study the fracture through cooperation, not conquest." "Why would you share freely what we came to take?" "Because that's another human trait," said Hana. "We can show mercy, even to those who harm us. But make no mistake, if you continue this war, we will not stop until your fleet is destroyed." As they spoke, across Earth, the tide of battle had turned. With Daesung's devices activated around the world, Herald ships were in chaos. Human forces, led by Commander Kim and others like Jisoo, were reclaiming territory hour by hour. In orbit, Talon watched from the Union ship as Herald vessels began to retreat from Earth's atmosphere. His skin rippled with colors of amazement. "They're actually leaving," said Lyra, the young officer who had helped the humans. "The Council won't believe this," said Talon. "No species has ever forced the Heralds to retreat." A message came through from Earth. It was Commander Kim, speaking from the captured Herald command ship. "The war is over," he said simply. "The Herald leader has agreed to leave Earth space in exchange for voluntary human cooperation." "Voluntary?" asked Talon, not understanding. Dr. Park negotiated a treaty. "A small number of human volunteers will join their fleet to teach them about us. In return, they will never attack Earth again." 3 months later, in the newly built United Earth headquarters, Commander Kim and Dr. Park met with the Galactic Union Council. The humans sat at the center of the round table, no longer supplicants but equals. "The reconstruction of Earth is proceeding faster than anyone thought possible," said June. "We've adapted Herald and Union technology to clean radiation and rebuild our cities." The Union Council members, 12 different alien species, watched the humans with a mixture of respect and unease. "You've accomplished in months what takes most species decades," said the council leader, a being with crystalline skin. "Your technology now rivals our own in many areas." "Necessity drove us," said Hana. "When humans face extinction, we don't just fight harder. We evolve faster." Talon, now Earth's official advocate in the Union, displayed a hologram showing Earth's recovery. Cities were being rebuilt with new materials. The planetary defense system, expanded from Daesung's original design, now protected the entire planet. "The data from Earth's war has been analyzed," said Talon. "The most significant finding is that the fracture is not temporary. Once broken, humans remain in this enhanced state." The council exchanged troubled looks. "What are Earth's intentions toward the Union?" asked the council leader directly. June smiled slightly. "We wish to join as equal members, not as a protected species. We offer our unique abilities in exchange for fair treatment. And if we refuse, then we will go our own way," said Hana. "Some of the outer systems have already approached us for alliance. Species your union deemed too primitive to join." The room was silent as the council considered this. Finally, the leader spoke again. "We accept Earth as a full member of the Galactic Union, with all rights and responsibilities." 1 year after the war's end, Earth was transformed. The planet still bore scars. Entire regions remained uninhabitable, and the population was only 1/3 what it had been. But humanity had changed in ways no one could have predicted. In what was once Korea, now part of the Pacific Recovery Zone, Daesung led the new Science Academy. Students from around the world came to learn how to combine human ingenuity with alien technology. The latest planetary shield test was successful, he told a group of visitors from the Union. It can now withstand even the strongest herald weapons, the Ryu. Aliens watched in amazement as humans demonstrated technology that they had developed in just 18 months, technology that should have taken decades to create. In the rebuilt soul, Jisoo, once a simple schoolteacher, now trained Earth's new diplomatic corps. Her experience leading civilians during the darkest days of the war had made her a symbol of human resilience. The key to dealing with alien cultures is to find common ground, she told her students. But never forget what makes humans unique, our ability to transform through adversity. At the space dock orbiting Earth, June and Hana watched as the first official Earth ship prepared for its maiden voyage to the stars. It was larger than any vessel humans had built before, combining Earth design with technology learned from both the Union and the Heralds. "Did you ever imagine this when we first met the aliens?" asked Hana, looking at the massive ship. "No," admitted June. "I thought we were finished. And now we're exploring the galaxy." Talon approached them, his skin shifting with bright colors of excitement. "The ship is impressive. What is its mission?" "Not conquest," said June. "We're establishing a new framework for galactic cooperation, starting with those systems at the edge of Union space that have been ignored too long." Talon handed them a message tablet. "This just came from the High Council. It's marked urgent." Hana read it, her expression growing serious. "They've detected something entering our galaxy, something larger than the Herald fleet. What do they want from us?" asked June. "Protection," said Talon simply. "The Council requests Earth's assistance. Their message ends with a phrase that I believe you'll find familiar." He pointed to the final words. The message concluded, "When humans break, even the gods tremble. And we need your gods now." June and Hana looked at each other, then at the ship preparing to launch. In just 18 months, humanity had gone from facing extinction to being the hope of an entire galaxy. "Tell them we'll help," said June. "That's what humans do." As the Earth ship launched into space, its engines glowing with blue fire, the watching aliens felt a mixture of awe and fear. The species they had once written off as doomed had transformed into something new, something that even the oldest, most advanced civilizations now looked to for protection. The humans had broken, and in breaking had become something more. The galaxy would never be the same.